Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you after the break. Let us take grammar. In grammar, remember, we are using TPI. That means we are hearing it, seeing it, thinking it, saying it, and showing it. And we are doing it with love and enthusiasm, inshallah. So far, we have learned the complete grammar table. That is fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'altu, fa'alna, yaf'alu, yaf'alun. Plus their different forms, fataha, nasara, different styles. Fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a, wa'ada, qala, da'a, amara, and dalla. Let us learn some interesting huruf today. Al-huruf al-jazima wa nasiba. I just want to make this simple for you. Let us call them choppers and hammers. Okay, these are starting words or letters. They are called letters, but you can call them as words also. They are words lam and lan. Grammatically they are called huruf, just like huruf jar, like min, an. But anyway, choppers and hammers, what are they? Start with choppers. That is lam and lamma and some other words when they are preceding fi'l mudari. Yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu. Just remember this part only of the whole table of fa'ala. Just focus now on yaf'alu, yaf'alun, taf'alu, taf'alun, af'alu, naf'alu. Just these. And when one of these is preceded, of course that includes the feminine form also, taf'alu and so on. When these are preceded by lam or lamma, these lam and lamma act like chopper. And they cut yaf'alu, the u of yaf'alu, the dhamma of yaf'alu, and it becomes yaf'al. And also they cut noon of yaf'aluna, so it becomes yaf'alu. Similarly, lam taf'al, lam taf'alu, lam af'al, lam naf'al. So lam yaf'alu becomes lam yaf'al, lam taf'alu becomes lam taf'al, and yaf'aluna becomes yaf'alu. Very simply, add lam or lamma or conditional words like in and so on. Yaf'alu becomes yaf'al, yaf'aluna becomes yaf'alu. And the same way for the rest. Practice, repeat after me. Lam yaf'al,
لم يفعل
لم يفعلوا
لم يفعلوا
لم تفعل
لم تفعل
لم تفعلوا
لم تفعلوا
لم أفعل
لم أفعل
لم نفعل.
لم نفعل.
That's all. Instead of u, it becomes al. خلاص. So let us repeat again 2 times. لم يفعل
لم يفعل
لم يفعلوا
لم يفعلوا
لم تفعل
لم تفعل
لم تفعلوا
لم تفعلوا
لم أفعل
لم أفعل
لم نفعل.
لم نفعل.
What's the meaning of lam? Lam is did not. Lam yaf'al, he did not do. Lastly, once more, lam yaf'al,
لم يفعل
lam yaf'alu,
لم يفعل
lam taf'al,
لم تفعل
lam taf'alu,
لم تفعلوا
lam af'al,
لم أفعل
lam naf'al.
لم نفعل.
You can also have lamma yaf'al or in yaf'al. All those words, the chopper words, will make it so. And if you have a weak letter, the same thing goes there, like lam ya'idu will becomes lam ya'id, lam ya'idu, lam ta'id, lam ta'idu, lam a'id, lam na'id. And the best example to remember is lam yalid wa lam yulad. You see, it is not lam yalidu, it is lam yalid wa lam yulad. Similarly, if you have weak letters like lam yaqulu, so if you apply this in Arabic, you cannot have 2 jazm, 2 sukun, lam yaqul. So what happens? The chopper has to act, so it chops the waw. So yaqulu becomes yaqul. Lam yaqul, lam yaqulu. Can you repeat after me? Lam yaqul,
لم يقل
lam yaqulu,
لم يقولوا
lam taqul,
لم تقل
lam taqulu,
لم تقولوا
lam aqul,
لم أقل
lam naqul.
لم نقل.
And the same thing happens to yakunu also. Lam yakun, lam yakunu, lam takun, lam takunu, lam akun, lam nakun. Okay, that was about choppers. Very simple and interesting. I don't think you will forget that. The second one is hammer. The hammer words or hammers. What are they? When yaf'alu, everything, these choppers and hammers relate to only fi'l mudari. Okay? Not anyone else. So when yaf'alu, yaf'alun, taf'alu, taf'alun, af'alun, af'alu is preceded by hammer words or hammers, which are lan or an, this u is, kind of hammered or pressed to a. So yaf'alu becomes yaf'ala. And the noon also is pressed to become alif. So yaf'aluna becomes yaf'alu. So let's take that practice. Lan yaf'ala,
lan yaf'ala,
lan yaf'alu,
lan yaf'alu,
lan taf'ala,
lan taf'ala,
lan taf'alu,
lan taf'alu,
lan af'ala,
lan af'ala,
lan naf'ala.
lan naf'ala.
Again, lan yaf'ala,
lan yaf'ala,
lan yaf'alu,
lan yaf'alu,
lan taf'ala,
lan taf'ala,
lan taf'alu,
lan taf'alu,
lan af'ala,
lan af'ala,
lan naf'ala.
lan naf'ala.
So here it becomes just a, and the plural yaf'aluna becomes yaf'alu. Do you remember the same thing happening for lam? Lam yaf'alu, lan yaf'alu. As far as yaf'aluna is concerned, lam or lan both have the same effect. If you have a weak letter, for example, ya'idu, so it will be lan ya'ida, lan ya'idu, lan ta'ida, lan ta'idu, lan a'ida, lan na'ida. Similarly, if you have yaqulu, that's simple here. So lan yaqula, lan yaqulu. So repeat after me because this occurs in the Quran many times. So lan yaqula,
lan yaqula,
lan yaqulu,
lan yaqulu,
lan taqula,
lan taqula,
lan taqulu,
lan taqulu,
lan aqula,
lan aqula,
lan naqula.
lan naqula.
Similarly, if you have kana, it will become lan yakuna.
lan yakuna,
Repeat, lan yakuna,
lan yakuna,
lan yakunu,
lan yakunu,
lan takuna,
lan takuna,
lan takunu,
lan takunu,
lan akuna,
lan akuna,
lan nakuna.
lan nakuna.
So, in brief, you have standard situation, standard condition of fi'l mudari, which is marfu'. Marfu' means raised up. So yaf'alu, yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'aluna, af'alu. The second condition is when it is preceded by lan or those hammers, then it becomes lan yaf'ala, that is mansub. Yaf'ala, yaf'alu, lan taf'ala, lan taf'alu, lan af'ala, lan naf'ala. And the third one is majzoom, which is when it is preceded by choppers, it becomes lan yaf'al, lam yaf'al, lam yaf'alu, lam taf'al, lam taf'alu, lam af'al, lam naf'al. So there are three situations or or conditions that fi'l mudari has, that is yaf'alu or yaf'ala or yaf'al, depending on who precedes those letters, those words. We have studied triliteral verbs, that is 3-letter root verbs, that is fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altum, and also all those different forms, fataha, nasara, or those different styles, fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a, wa'ada, qala, da'a, amara, dalla. We will start derived forms of verbs from this lesson onwards. What are those derived forms? These derived forms are formed when you add 1 or 2 or 3 letters to the 3-letter roots. With example, it will be very clear. But before we go there, similar things exist in English. Not exactly, but similar. You add prefix to verbs and make another verb. For example, do is a verb. Redo is another verb. You just add re. Search and research. Or tract or distract. Mount, dismount. And you have other, prefixes also, like read, dis, en, de, demotivate, or im, or co, or un, or miss, guide, misguide, and so on. In Arabic, we have fa'ala, and we can add letters to these fa'ala and make 14 different forms. But 8 of them are very common, and those 8 are fa'ala, fa'ala, af'ala, tafa'ala, tafa'ala, infa'ala, ifta'ala, istaf'ala. Don't be scared, we'll make it simple inshallah. So the additions here are the tashdid and alif and hamza and ta and tashdid, ta and alif, alif nun, alif ta, alif sin ta. To remember all these forms easily, we have a simple trick. We'll explain that after a while. But in dictionary, these are numbered as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we are not teaching you ninth form, which occurs very rarely in the Quran, which is if'alla, and the 10th is istaghfara. Then what is the first one? First one is fa'ala, the basic form. The rest are 2, 3, 4, and so on, derived forms. To remember this, we have 3 simple sentences. Remember 3 sentences, and inshallah you will memorize this. Tasbih and mujahada are from the foundations of Islam. Tasbih and mujahada are from basics of Islam. Tasbih, mujahada, Islam. If we want to continue do good work, we have to do tadabbur in the Quran individually, and tadarus of the Quran, that is do group studies, which is tadarus, tadabbur and tadarus. So this is second sentence. What will happen? There will be inqilab, or we will, inqilab in English means to return, to come back. So if we do that, we will come back, inqilab, we will have inqilab in such a way that there will be less ikhtilaf. The differences will decrease, will reduce, ikhtilaf will reduce, because we are not connected with the Quran, so we have a lot of differences in our opinions. We are having so many groups, but inshallah if we hold tight to the rope of Allah, the ikhtilaf will reduce. And if you do all those things, then at the end we should do istighfar, ask Allah's forgiveness. So we have 3 columns, 3 sentences, and for each of these we can remember the basic third person masculine fi'l madi form, which is sabbaha, jahada, aslama. So I will give you 3 sentences and you will tell me those forms, the sabbaha, jahada, aslama forms. Tasbih and mujahada are from basics of Islam. Sabbaha, jahada, aslama. So repeat after me. Tasbih. So you answer me. Tasbih and mujahada are from basics of Islam. Sabbaha, jahada, aslama. If you want to continue, if you go ahead with these, with tadabbur, if you want to continue, then we have to do tadabbur and tadarus, which is tadabbara and tadarasa. If you want to perform, if you want to go forward, we have to do tadabbur individually and we have to do tadarus. Tadabbara, tadarasa. If we do all of these, then we'll come back. If we go ahead with these one, then we'll come back. We'll have inqilab with less ikhtilaf, and at the end we do istighfar, meaning inqalaba, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. Again, if we continue with these activities, we'll come back, we'll have inqilab with less ikhtilaf. At the end we do istighfar. Inqalaba, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. A little practice inshallah will help you remember all these forms, which are sabbaha, jahada, aslama, tadabbara, tadarasa, inqalaba, ikhtalafa, istaghfara. I'm sure things are settling down. Don't be scared. We have many lessons coming onwards. Coming after this, where we'll practice these again and again. Remember, there are almost 9,000 words in the Quran which follow the pattern of mazid fi. 8,700 or more. Almost 9,000. There are, in a typical mushaf, 9,000 lines. Of 600 pages and 15 lines per page, there are 9,000 lines. So therefore, mazid fi occurs in every line of the Quran on the average. So you cannot neglect it. And inshallah, it will be very easy very soon. And these are the different forms, like sabbaha occurs almost 1600 times, sabbaha patterns, and jahada patterns almost 500 times, and aslama patterns occur almost 4,500 times, and so on. The most commonly occurring mazid fi is aslama, 4,500 times. So we got to learn them we cannot neglect them, and inshallah they will be easy as we learn. In fact, as I say, they'll become ladith, tasty, inshallah, instead of mazid extra efforts. They will be very easy to learn. With that, we take a break. Inshallah, we end this lesson. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us understand, recite, spread, and implement the Quran. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. Learn to read Al-Quran, learn Tajweed, understand Al-Quran and memorize it using easy, scientific and interactive methods. Get ebooks, videos, audios, posters, PowerPoint files, app links for different courses. We have specialized Montessori materials and games for making the Quran easy for kids, and a teacher's resource center too. Get personalized one-to-one online courses that suit your needs from expert teachers. For free trial, write to admin@understandquran.com or visit understandquran.com. Wassalamu alaikum.